Yeah, that's the PNC Obia trying to mess with my show today. So greetings to you, my fellow citizens, the good people of Guyana, at home and in the diaspora. All the wonderful folks watching from where you're watching. And be kind enough to tell me which part of the world you are right now, where you're watching from, and later, program, or for those persons who are catching it on the other platform, as you tune in, let me know where you're watching from. You can make that known in the comment section, so I can be elated with the fact that, Guyanese are spread out across the globe. I'm Dr. Prasad, and I'm not a fake Indian. I don't know what's wrong with you folks, really. I don't know what you're thinking. But whatever it is, make sure that I'm on your mind. You're thinking about me. Then you will comment, you will subscribe, you will share, then you will gossip, give the nice kinds of gossip. Then you will think, he deserves my support, he deserves my donation. Let me wire him Western Union, MoneyGram, the Zelle, my Zelle account, because he deserves it. I'm doing this for you, for my country, for my government, and anything, any human weapon, any human, vocal or otherwise weapon formed against my president and my government and my party shall not prosper. For I, your precious gift, I'm going to make sure that every weapon formed against our government, our president, shall never prosper. This is why I do what I do. Great news. Oh, by the way, for those of you who seem to have a problem with me telling or talking to the former president, Donald Ramatar, scolding him for the shit he talked about, for making our party looks bad, because after all, the rest of the world perceived him to have been a politician within the People's Progressive Party. That's the perception. So when he comes out and he say these derogatory things, suggesting that there is a great divide in the PPP, it's making us look bad as a party, that something is wrong here. There's a power struggle. So for those of you who think I can't talk to him or against him, he should have just shut the fuck up. That's all. He should have. The same lunatics and these losers and these pea brains that are talking about, I shouldn't say what, you spend almost every day, as far back as social media has recorded, cussing President Ali, cussing Vice President Jagdeo. He was the president too, remember? Jagdeo was president twice, remember? You people are cussing him every day. You're disrespecting a sitting president every day. Are you telling me I shouldn't talk about Ramatar, a former failed president who embarrassed and almost destroyed the People's Progressive Party as a party, who gave in to the demands of the racist bunch of vagabonds from the PNC, who succumbed to the Mohammeds after he came out and said the shit he talked about Maduro was kidnapped? How the fuck can a Guyanese president who understand the politics and geopolitics and understand the border issue, who was a president himself, I don't care whatever underground deals he may have had or whatever secret, I don't give a shit about that. The point is, certain sentiments as a former president or politician, you don't say publicly unless you are a PNC or you are from the Win Party. So in every aspect of what Donald Ramatar did, it was a blatant disrespect to Guyana's sovereignty coming from the mouth of a ex-president, former president, knowing that the current president is from his party. If it was a PNC president, then you can understand he wants to undermine the PNC. You can understand that. Those are things you hear from the opposition side. You don't hear that from a man who was made president from the party that is in government at the moment. So yes, Donald Ramatar should have just shut the fuck up and stop embarrassing our government. This is why I'm going to applaud and thank and continue to show you Guyanese the genius in President Ali. Because after all the nonsense Ramatar said, all the bullshit, trying to make it seem as though the Americans are terrorists and criminals and the Guyana government is sucking up and colluding with criminals, our smart president, our genius president, our God sent, our savior, President Ali, yesterday called by telephone the State Department, the White House, and congratulated President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Our president did that yesterday. In case you missed it. Yeah, the strong man we have as a president, before he called Trump and Rubio and congratulated them and thanked them for saving Guyana's ass by taking out the terrorists who wanted to terrorize Guyana, President Ali should have picked up the phone and called Ramatar and said, hey, what the fuck you doing, man? What are you doing? Aren't you enjoying your retirement? You want me to pull all those benefits you're getting as former president? You want me to pull it? You want me to take away your security details? Is that what you want me to do? Shut the fuck up, Ramatar. Yeah, Ali should have done that. Then call Trump and Rubio. So to all you haters, all of you haters who colluding with Venezuela, who are sympathizing with Maduro, who are criticizing the Americans, what are you going to do now? Because President Ali further confirmed and stamp of approval that Guyana and the Guyana government stands with the Americans, and he congratulated. I need to repeat this so the dumbasses can understand. He literally shook the hand of Trump and said, "You did well, Trump, you did well." But via telephone. You see the contrast? And there you have that lunatic Ramatar saying that Trump kidnapped Maduro, saying that is a mistake. Guyana should not support that. And Guyana, that man is a PNC stooge. Donald Ramatar is a PNC. I really don't know how he got that position in the PPP. The man is a PNC. When the man talks, he's song black. The man is a PNC. Ain't no way he could be a PPP. Nothing that he has done benefited the country or the PPP. He lost almost 2 elections and conceded defeat to the PNC. Imagine that. Imagine that. Never in the history of Guyana. Folks, understand this. Sometimes I need to say these things to remind those fools of what we're dealing with here. Since the independence of Guyana from the British, the PPP under Chetty has never lost an election. Never. Burnham held on to or kidnapped. Yes, Ramatar, now you can use this term kidnapped. Forbes Burnham kidnapped the presidency and the Guyanese nation through rigging, violence, obia, intimidation, and with the help of foreign governments like Venezuela. That was the only way he held on to power for 28 plus years. The only way. Fraudulent means, evil doing. But had it been free and fair, the PNC would have never, including 2015, never governed Guyana. It wasn't possible. It wasn't possible. So you need to get that in your head. Our PPP Civic never lost an election. Never. Look at the evidence. All the elections where the PPP had to concede, they were forced to concede, bullied to concede, threatened to concede, but it was never free and fair. Guyana belongs to the PPP. Guyana belongs to the PPP. In other words, Guyana belongs to the Indians. The Indians built Guyana. Guyana belongs to the Indians, and Guyana should only be governed by Indians. And I pray to the universe, I pray to the universe that the PPP never again produce a candidate like Donald Ramatar. I beg the universe that never happens again. So take this in context. The PNC never legitimately, fairly won an elections in Guyana. Not 2015, not way back in the Burnham time, they never did. And if things remain the way they are, and Guyana stands with the Americans, and the Americans continue to protect and support and boost Guyana's democracy, every election in the unforeseeable future will be won by the People's Progressive Party. Every election. So Ramatar, you trying to undermine the Ali government because you're jealous of him? Because you lost re-election? And because you were a loser president? You're not representing the PPP. You're not speaking on behalf of the PPP. You're speaking on behalf of you and the PNC. And I would caution you to take back those statements. I also want to, in my own capacity, and I hope President Ali reminded the Americans yesterday when he called to say, hey, that asshole that talked about kidnapping, he don't represent us. As a matter of fact, if you push it, I'm going to investigate him for all the shit he did when he was president. So I hope President Ali told Trump and Rubio and these others, listen, Ramatar is not representing the PPP or this government. He's speaking on behalf of himself and whoever else he's trying to help out. Thank you, President Ali, for continuing to be the strongest president in Guyana's history. Thank you also, while I'm on this note of thank yous, for what you have done with the airstrip, and not only that, further investing $400 million in the Paramakatoy quarry. Look how many contractors in the past under the P. Oh, there we go again. There we go again. All that blacks can do is just to fuck up. They destroy everything you built. They ravish and rape and squander everything you save. And the Indians got to go after that and just repair it. So the quarry there in Paramakatoy, that was demolished, literally demolished, abused, ravished by contractors under the PNC, left nothing for that neighborhood, nothing for that community. They extract all the wealth. Didn't go in the treasury of the government. The country didn't benefit, but the private squanderers did, and politicians. Now President Ali, the savior of Guyana, is going to all these remote areas, covering 83,000 square miles of Guyana. President Ali is looking after every corner of the country. The massive 800 plus million airstrip, the massive 400 plus million quarry investment. And I'm glad that the president is using his intuition, insight, and inspiration from God to channel him into contractors and business people that has the best interest of Guyana at heart. They're not looters. They're not going to loot the country. No. They understand that Guyana made them what they are. Guyana educated them, trained them, and gave them opportunities to become contractors, civil engineers, and all of that. And they returned to the president they trusted to work with his program to say, how can we help our country? That's it. These are the people that are telling President Ali, listen, it's not what you could do for me, because you can't do anything for me. We want to do for the country. It's what we can do for our country. And that's what the president needs. People who can go unselfishly and do service for Guyana. Now, these contractors under the president's initiative is going to rebuild the quarry in Paramakatoy, investing 400 plus million. You know how much money that is? Recently, we had a case where one contractor or businessman donated 150 million plus to an area there in Guyana. This is what you need in your team. It's not just the ministers. It's private citizens who have the best interests of Guyana at heart. Now, this community that the PNC abandoned has benefited from an airstrip that will connect the country more and the quarry. And after 5 years, the government is going to train these people. Not the government, really. The investors are going to train the people in the community. Almost 3,500 jobs shall be created in that part of the country. And you're talking about you're cussing the government? This is what the government is delivering for its citizens. Is not everything the government is taking from its pocket. These are businessmen and contractors that are investing their own resources. It ain't oil money. It's good Guyanese investing into their country. And what are they getting out of it? Nothing. And some of you on the other side, you're cussing, oh, and corruption, then the fucking this and fucking that. I'm disappointed that the Mohammed's case were not written off yesterday. Today is the 7th. I'm disappointed that my predictions are wrong. He's not going to leave the country tomorrow. This is going to be a drawn out scenario. I'm disappointed. I am. I had all hopes that that was it. I'm embarrassed now. I got to take all these things down that I predicted the 8th of July. I mean, the 8th of January. So he's going to be around to keep pushing his stupidity, to keep pushing his nonsense. He is going to be around. He and his father they are going to be around to go and bulldoze those people they're threatening against going and squatting on government land. Yeah, they're going to do the job for the Ministry of Housing to bulldoze people, because the land doesn't belong to them. It belongs to the state, to the country, and the Guyanese have a right to squat. So unfortunately, they'll still be there to do the nonsense that they do. Quite unfortunate. Let's digress. Another ship was seized today. As a matter of fact, 2. Not 1. The one they were pursuing for the past 2 weeks that kept changing flags and changing. It's a non-territory. It's a ship that is a rogue ship. And because the Americans were pursuing it, they painted a Russian flag, hoping that they can deter the American military. Okay, it's a Russian ship. We are afraid of the Russians, so let's leave them. No, when Trump wants you, Trump gets you. So even the Russian flag that they painted on the ship did not stop the American military. The American military finally got control of the ship today. And while they were busy, they took another ship off the coast of Venezuela carrying illegal sanctioned oil. It ain't over yet, I told you. It's not over yet. The man Trump said, until I get what I want, it's not going to stop. And the second wave, because another ship, warship, is en route in the Caribbean Sea. It's en route. Because Venezuela still has an illegal regime. It's not regime change. They haven't changed the regime. They just took out the head of the snake. But the body is still there. Until the body of the snake is gone, then you can say regime change. But right now, this woman they have there who's also sanctioned, she's also illegal, illegitimate. The government, everything under her and Maduro, should not have been there had the man who won the elections taken his place up in 2024. This current regime in Venezuela would not be there. They cheated the man out, pushed him out, and held on to power. So it's still the illegal regime in Venezuela. This is why the Americans are still in the backyard prepping for the second wave. And the second wave is when you will start to see droves of immigrants from Venezuela, refugees, crossing over to Guyana. They probably started because the entire regime has to go. The entire regime, not just Maduro, all of them. They have to catch the sun. They have to catch all these other people. They're still on the ground trying to get these people. But in the meantime, they're stopping the ships and they're bombing boats. So 2 boats, 2 ships. One, apparently they dumped the oil. I don't know what they did with it, but the other one happened just a few hours ago. Both were taken today. 2 more. Is it a scary situation? I don't think so. I'll give my take on this. You see, Russia and China, they've been talking up stuff since Trump began his campaign to overthrow Maduro and all these things. They've been mounting up. Now, Russia deployed military assets while the US was en route for the ship they took today. Russians send warship, they send submarine to try to threaten the American military to say, hey, this is our ship. You don't touch it. That they did. The news didn't cover that because they didn't want to scare people off. To say, hey, this is World War III. The Russians are getting involved in the military. Yeah, they got involved. They sent the military to escort this ship to its destination. But the Americans didn't fall for that. The Americans said, this is a sanctioned ship and we're taking it. Try and stop us. What did the Russians do? They turned back. Their submarine, their warships turned back. And the Americans took the ship today. So you get the point I'm talking about here? These so-called superpowers that everybody is hoping, oh, Putin stands with this, oh, Xi stands with this, oh, China is just talk, rhetoric. They know fully well there is no military in the world, even if they collate, even if China and Russia comes together, there's still no match for the American military. No match. The American military would take them out, clean them out. So the Russians backed off. They even called the Americans to say, hey, back off this ship. It's our ship. Back the fuck off. They sent military. But the Americans still took the ship today. And is now escorted to the US coastline. They took another one. What does that tell us? What does it tell us? That if Guyana wants to stay safe, if Guyana wants to continue to exist as a sovereign nation, people like Donald Ramatar, who was a former president, should shut the fuck up. Don't cuss the Americans. Don't criticize the Americans. You're putting your country at risk. Imagine President Ali saying the thing that Donald Ramatar said. Imagine where we will be. You think that's a risk worth taking? Look at the Bajan president, the woman, the black woman. I've said it. I have no interest visiting Barbados. Again, been a few times. I have family there. So whether they blacklist me, I don't give a fuck. The world has a lot of countries I can visit. But I'm saying this. The countries that are governed by black governments are all racial. They're all against the Americans and the Indians. So if you think that black people like you and you're an Indo-Guyanese or Indian, whatever, I got something else to tell you. They don't. The Bajan president continued to talk. She's talking so much. Continue to talk in condemnation with the Americans' plan to rid the region of terrorism, narcotics, drugs, guns, violence. She's against that. And she claimed to be a president, friend of President Ali. Is just for the Photoshop, the antics. It's an illusion. She don't like Ali. They're all jealous of Ali. They're all jealous of President Ali because of the fame and the fortune he has brought to Guyana. They don't have that kind of polling from their citizens like Ali does. This is the black president, a woman, the Barbados president, Bajan president, and her own people don't like her. Her own black people don't like her. And she's criticizing the entity that is responsible for Barbados' safety and security. It's not the British. The Americans are keeping Barbados turning. It's US money. It's US investment, US investors, tourism that's keeping Barbados turning. Let the Americans sanction Barbados and see what happens. Let her keep talking and mouthing up. Let Trump decide to say, hey, we're cutting ties with Barbados and see what happens. Those niggas will starve the fuck to death. They'll have to live on flying fish every day. You can't make sardines out of the flying fish. I don't know what you can do with it, but they're too big for sardines. Ungrateful set of Negroes. Same thing with the other countries. Governed by black people. You're siding with Venezuela. You're siding with Venezuela. That's what it is, the Bajan president. How the hell can you criticize the Americans? It's a disgrace. I want what's best for Guyana. And anybody who's against the initiative that the Americans took to take out Maduro, to stop all those crimes, that is in favor of Guyana. Don't you get it? What the Americans did helped Guyana. How could we support all of these deflectors who are criticizing what the Americans did? We can't support them. We have to condemn them because what their words can endanger Guyana's sovereignty. The first thing is Barbados are always hateful to Guyanese, always hateful. They're saying black and black, but them niggas, they think they're better than them niggas in Guyana. Yeah, Barbados. And this woman talking nonsense just like Ramatar. Just like Ramatar. I am praising the Americans. I am praising President Ali because these are the two entities, the two forces, Ali and Trump, that is keeping Guyana where it is. We don't know where we would have been had it not been for President Ali and President Trump. So we have to be thankful for these two giants of men. Digressing. I saw circulating around where this French YouTuber, you know, these people go to Guyana and they're making videos and showing stuff. And the guy was not as unpleasant. I just got the piece where he was assaulting. But most of the things that he would have covered, it is somewhat a pleasant image, unlike the Christmas cuss. This ghetto gangster asshole, this Christmas list or Christmas cuss guy, who only showing All Boys Town and Tiger Bay, the nastiest places in Georgetown. That's where he focused on to make Guyana look like it's some ghetto stinking country. This other YouTuber, this French guy, was not doing that. He was showing some pleasant sceneries. Now I understand Guyana has a lot of criminals who are hiding from the police, walking around. There's still a lot of them who haven't been arrested from the looting of the Adriana, the aftermath of the Adriana case. They have a lot of persons who may have robbed and stolen and are hiding from the police, so they can't have their faces come on camera because of the crowd control software. Because no matter where you are, if you are wanted, if you are a criminal, even if it's a TikTok video or a YouTube podcast, whatever, and your face comes on that image, the software is an international, it's an AI controlled software. It's everywhere. So as long as you are wanted and your picture is in the system that is flagged, any least thing with your face is going to show up in the system and say, hey, he was seen on this video. Then the cops are going to get a location. Yeah. That's how sensitive it is now. So all you fuckers hiding from the police, anything you post, anywhere you go, and you look up, or you notice a camera and you look up, your image is captured. And wait, they'll come for you. You can't hide. So I understand a lot of niggas don't want cameras on them. Some people find it cool. Some people are sensitive to that. Because for me, If somebody's filming around, I'm like, hey, you got to ask my permission. You can't film me like that. You got to ask my permission. It's a violation of my space, my privacy. And this is something that I think a lot of the YouTubers, before they film, they would talk to people off camera, say, hey, is it okay if I cover you? I want to film this. Is it okay? Most of them would do that. So they get the okay of the crowd. But if you randomly put on your phone or your YouTube and you start filming people, that is illegal. You could be sued for that. Now, this YouTuber apparently doesn't really know the rules, or he thinks he's going to a country where he thinks is a black country, and he's going to go to neighborhoods where black people are. Then they will see another brother with a camera like, hey, don't worry, okay, we good, we cool. That's what he thought. But he forgot niggas are niggas everywhere. Everywhere. France, Europe, Africa, Guyana, the Caribbean, black people are fucking black people. Aggressive and stupid. He forgot that. So what happened to him? You may not have seen it. He was going into the I think it's Le Penitence Market, the fish section. And upon entering, his camera was there. This asshole didn't even know if the man was recording. All he saw is a YouTube camera. And he was like, shit, my face is good on camera. And he didn't just and walk away. He cussed the man out and then hit the man. Hit the man. A black man from Guyana hitting another black man from France. A tourist who just want to document the beautiful scenes of a country he thought is a black country. And got an ass slap from another black man like himself. And who tried to calm it down? An Indian, if you saw the video. It was an Indo guy and he was like, trying to. Now we saw the black guy, the black animal, the nigger thug that slapped this other black guy. Look at that image. Look at the image of the man who hit the other one. Pure evil. Pure evil. That's a killer there. Imagine those are the people that are walking around in society. Walking around in society. The man's facial expression. He just cussed, and not just cussed the man, reach out and hit the guy. Like he was ready for anything. It's like, he doesn't know if the man had a gun. Could have just taken it out and just finish him. He doesn't care. He's ready for violence, ready for violence. A simple thing as saying, hey, I hope you delete that thing, or hey, if my face shows up here, I'm going to sue you, or anyway, they're incapable of logic, so forget that. But not even thinking if the man's camera was on. The guy could have just been holding it, like he just hit a foreigner, a man who's documenting sceneries and his visits, a tourism piece. This is why the Ministry of Tourism should come in. I think I saw something about it. The Ministry of Tourism extended some apology. I'm not sure, but I think something like that. But it should not only be an apology. You have the man's face on camera that assaulted this guy. Whether this guy wanted to press charges or not, that's besides the point. That man, that thug, should have been pursued and arrested. He should have been arrested. This is what you're promoting. Now people would be afraid to go to Guyana. They might go, but they will avoid the black neighborhoods. And I think they should. I think they should. Nobody wants to see those neighborhoods. Anyway, the tourism ministry should have a policy a policy that any YouTuber, any TikToker, any influencer online who does documentary or who does traveling should get a permit, should have a permit to film in Guyana. That should be a rule and a policy of the Ministry of Tourism. And when they come and get this permit, they must understand, there must be certain rules of engagement, certain guidelines that they follow, certain areas they should avoid. These are things that should be out there. Don't just come and randomly film anything. No. Ask us what we want you to promote. Because that could have escalated. That situation there where this man was assaulted could have escalated, because if the man, he's black. You saw the guy who, the YouTuber, wanted to respond because he's black. That's what black people do. They don't walk away. You slap the man. He wanted, because he saw that he's a much taller guy. He probably, and he's like, what? This nigga just hit me. He wanted to react. If it was a Guyanese, that would have been a fight. Possibly ended up violent. But he had to think back that, hey, he's a foreigner. And he might be embarrassing his country. But his first reaction was, that's a nigga you just hit me because of a camera? His reaction was he wanted to hit him back. And it would have escalated. And that thug, that dunce thug, that pea-brain fucking Scraps, had no idea who that guy was. That guy could have been a CIA, Mossad, a French intelligence agent. He could be anything, because these people are everywhere disguising as tourists, disguising as YouTubers, disguising as podcasters. They're everywhere covering, they're spying, covering. So the man could have been that. The man could have been linked with terrorists and gangsters. He could have been that. He just ignorantly hit this guy without thinking who this guy might be connected to. He just seemed like somebody just filming. You don't understand English. Look, I understand the man who decided to let bygones be bygones, but the Ministry of Tourism and the police should have arrested that asshole, that thug that assaulted that man. Should have arrested, and that man should press charges. These people have to be dealt with seriously. This is what you keep encouraging. And if they can do this to foreigners who look like them, imagine what the other citizens in Guyana must deal with. You see why Indians are afraid of these fuck-ups? Why the Amerindians and the Chinese are afraid of these fuck-ups? You see? All they lost is blood. All they lost is blood. Somebody say there's no sound. You're getting my song, right? Give me a thumbs up. I don't want to be talking for all this time and you're not getting my song. If I see it correctly, I hope it's not that you're saying. The song is good. Correct? Yes, okay, good. Yeah. You understand why the other folks are afraid of these people. When I say these people, black people, I've always said to you, when you see niggas coming, assume they're going to attack you. Cross the street, especially if you don't have any protection on you. And most of the women, you should go and get the pepper spray. They sell it at some of the shop. Get the spray, the protection spray. Get that. Don't walk around empty-handed, because this thing is a lifestyle. It matters not how hard the Home Affairs Minister works. Matters not. As long as these niggas are being born every day to ghetto women, and they are raised in these nasty ghetto where the devil exists, these houses of Satan and the dens of Azruddin Mohammed, you cover one down today, tomorrow another one is born. You can't get rid of them. But you have to have policies in place to deal with them harshly when they slip up. Policies to deal with them very harshly. Otherwise to that, nobody is safe. Even a foreigner just wanted to take some pictures of some fucking niggers. He was assaulted by a nigger. Are you kidding me? Why can the ARC condemn that? Why can the Human Rights Association of Guyana condemn that? Why can the PNC come out and condemn that? Or where the fuck is Ajruddin? Why couldn't he have come out and condemned that? Who condemned it? This is a black man assaulted by a black man in Guyana. And the black man who is a victim is from France, French citizen. Possibly came from Africa and naturalized in France. It's terrible. That's the tourism we're talking about. So Madame Suzanne, don't be obsessed with the Mohammeds. Fuck them. Dismiss them. Bye-bye. This is what your obsession should be about. Promoting Guyana. That people are safe when they come to Guyana. But in this sense, in 2026, not even a YouTuber with a camera is safe. Imagine that. A YouTuber who's making videos and traveling, even such a person with a camera is not safe. You see how dumb these niggas are? The man has a camera filming and you want to assault the man with a camera and you will be captured on camera assaulting the man. That's how stupid these blacks are. Empty fucking headed, stupid. And you have to teach him a lesson. You have to teach that animal a lesson. Pursue him. You have the evidence. It's online. You see it. The video is there. Look at it. You see it. Police, Guyana police, go and find him. You know where he is. He's in the area there. He likes the lime at the market there. Go get him. Charge him. This has to stop. You have to guarantee people's safety and protection. If the foreigners are not safe, you see why Guyanese are complaining? You see why they don't want to come home? You see why they don't even want to visit their homes? How is that market going to get customers? How? If they can do this in the daylight. Look at the man who was murdered in Linden. Look who was responsible for it. His ex and her boyfriend, her new boyfriend. Black again. The man just wanted to go and collect his daughter, his child. He had no idea that, hey, this fate is gonna meet him. She conspired with the man that is fucking her now, used him to murder her ex, not just her ex, the father of her child. How the heck how can you even conceive that? Is that the extent of black jealousy? You have another man fucking you. What, because the other man is a loser, a gangster, and the man you cheated on or you left has a better woman? You want to kill him because he don't want you and you don't want her to enjoy the man? You conspire. I hope you get the death penalty, you little bitch. I hope she gets the death penalty. This is why, Home Affairs Minister, you have to bring back the death penalty, man. Them niggas ain't gonna stop killing people unless they know at the end of it all, they shall be killed also. Because they have no regard for the security cameras. They're not afraid of security cameras. The whole country, there are cameras everywhere. They're not afraid of that because they don't think about it. Their emotions are focusing on blood, murder, blood. That's what they want. That's all they think about. So their brain is frozen. They cannot conceptualize that shit, they could be caught because the cameras are watching. No, their brains are full of shit. So they go out and they continue with these violence, and then they get caught after. And what happens? What happens when they get caught? Same thing happens with the Mohammeds. They get bail. They get bail, and the case is prolonged and prolonged and prolonged. Then they get the time to do all the other nonsense to terrorize society, just like what the Mohammeds are doing. If the Mohammeds were locked up on the first request of the extradition, and they were kept in the Guyanese jail pending the hearing of the extradition, we wouldn't have all these issues, would we? We wouldn't. But that's what happens when you give them bail. But if you have the death penalty, them niggas will stop. They don't want to die. So they will think twice before they kill people, they steal from people, or they do their drive-by shooting. They'll think twice because they don't want to die. Until then, I am appealing to the government of Guyana. I am appealing to the government of Guyana to reintroduce the death penalty. Reintroduce it. And there must be a system to expedite these trials. Expediency. No long wasting taxpayers' money to try this, and you bail and you postpone, you call again, you bail, you postpone, you call again. Fuck it. Cameras are everywhere. You're catching them on camera committing the crime. The evidence is there. You are seeing it. Why do you need to try them? Try them for what? The evidence is there. Just convict them. Let them just bye-bye. Gone, baby, fucking gone. Yeah. I'm concerned about life. But most importantly, the image that Guyana has. We don't want to mar that. Come on, man. Look what the government is doing. It hurts me to see that we are doing so much. We have come so far. In 5 years, that man pulled Guyana out of the quagmire of the mess and the filth and the shit that the PNC had it for 5 years. And instead of us celebrating, embracing, hugging each other, commending, congratulating, look at Christmas. The best in the history of Guyana, Christmas 2025. Imagine what Christmas 2026 would be like. Imagine. We have a lot to look forward to. So many opportunities are there. We are not sucked into all the things that's happening around. We have to focus on standing with our government and stop peddling all of this fake news. Stand with your government. I am proud of the government we have. Mohammeds, I regret to inform you. No, fuck it. I don't regret. I'm happy to inform you, Azriddin Mohammed, you will never be the opposition leader. Never. And secondly, forget about presidency. Because if you can't be opposition, forget that. I also am happy to tell you that the federal prison that Maduro is at, it's the worst in New York State. Worst. Puff Daddy is there, P. Diddy. And that is where they will send you. So it's my pleasure and privilege to tell you, Azriddin Mohammed, that you will end up in the worst federal prison in the New York State with your buddy, Maduro, and your soon-to-be bitch, Puff Daddy. So enjoy it while it lasts. But all the lies you're telling and all the nonsense you try to portray yourself as innocent, Guyanese are not falling for that anymore. You see, yesterday with your case, who came out? Nobody. People aren't interested in you anymore. They saw your game. They saw your game and they realized that they ain't playing this game anymore with you. They realize you are a crook. You're using them to stay out of prison. And even the blacks that you fed, that you gave your blood money to, they tell you to go fuck yourself. They did not come out and supported you yesterday. That's a lesson. Surrender your stupid ass to the FBI, go to America and make new friends. Them you don't have to pay. They would happily be your buddies. Buddies. Happily. No money, no exchange. And since you don't drink, you don't smoke, even better. Even better. They like bitches like you. But that should teach you a lesson. Them niggas turned against you. And they're going to be converted and become citizens of the PPP. They're going to get baptized. They're going to repent. They will denounce the PNC. They will tell you, fuck you and your nigger party. And they're going to join the PPP because that's where love resides. Safety, peace, harmony, and love resides in the PPP. So Ajruddin, I said every day I'll dedicate some time to you. I hope that your thug, Max, whatever shit his name is, come and collect the slap I have. He could come and collect that. Until next time, Guyanese, rest of the world, long live the United States of America and long live Guyana. And God bless our president, President Ali. Goodbye now.